Wilford! Wilford!
Bravo!
Amazing! Jolly good show!
Oh, you do not hold back! But I would have it no other way. Seldom have I enjoyed such sport.
We have satisfied thy demands. Wilt thou now satisfy ours?
Of course! Of course! There it is, the relic you seek. Yours for the taking. Have care you do not break it, though, yes. Ah, but you, my friend, you are mighty indeed, and pleasing to the eye besides.
More! I want to see more of her!
Yes! Yes! I could watch her forever!
That music change doesn't sound good, does it?
Why don't we just make her one of us? Yes! One of us!
One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us!
What a fine idea! Why ever didn't I think of that? You may have the crown, but in exchange, we will have you!
Wake up! Wake up, damn you!
What?
Ah, you're alive. Thank the gods. I don't know where you learned to breathe underwater, but it's lucky you can. I'm sure you had your reasons, but the first rule of dealing with the Fuath is do not deal with the Fuath. It's said that they are born from the souls of the drowned. Were it not for your little trick, you'd have joined them. Your friends are safely back on dry land, in case you were wondering. They'll be searching for you, I expect.
What? A drowned city?
That's the royal capital of the Kingdom of Verbert down there. It's seen better days. They were a stubborn lot, the Verbertites. Set in their ways. But once you got to know them, you couldn't find a more welcoming people. It always froze over in winter, being up in the mountains. So we'd pull up our chairs round the fire and trade tales over steaming bowls of lamb stew, while the street lamps burned hot and bright outside. All dead and buried now. Them and anyone else who might remember. Everything we did. Everything we gave. What was it for? I wonder. I hope. You'll have a better answer than this when all's said and done.
Memories of Ishgard. And the image of seeing it burned to the ground. I'm going back in. Nay, my lady. Exhausted as thou art, thou wouldst only endanger thyself. I prithee, rest a moment. There was nothing where we looked. Sylvania! Hey. Everyone alright, yeah? Sauron's blessing saved me from drowning, I guess. Dear gods, bet not for Sauron's blessing, but I need not labor the point. I'm glad to see you are safe and well, my friend. Have you any idea how worried we were? To wash up on the shore only to find you went with us? Oh, but I'm forgetting. Here's your crown, your majesty. The Fuath kept that part of the bargain at least. While there are certain twists and turns, our work here is done, with everyone none the worse for wetness. Oh, thank goodness you're still here. Suluin, is something amiss? A great big mob of mortals is marching to Dohn Mheg. Mortals with ugly weapons and uglier faces. They wouldn't happen to be friends of yours, would they? Rather the reverse, I fear. The Eulmoran Army, at my guess. Meaning, we can play with them? As much as you like, but just to be sure I will return with you to confirm their identities. If they are who we suspect, we will require your aid. If Alphonse is coming, then Alice will be too, yes? Can't have one without the other, you know? Alright. Just remember, we're not your playmates this time. I'm afraid we must leave the rest of the relic hunt in your hands. Don't worry, I've done this sort of thing before. Indeed you have. Very well then. See you afterwards, my friends. If it is indeed the Eulmoran Army, we may soon have to contend with Ranjit again, which may be problematic, even for you. If only I hadn't been caught. Okay, Uriange, where to next? With our enemies fast approaching, time is of the essence. We must needs accomplish our mission with all possible haste. Of the two remaining bearers of the relics, the Numu are the nearer. We shall seek them out next. Amongst the Fae folk, they were the distinction of having abided in these lands since before the flood. They are also the friendliest to man and have served me faithfully whensoever I have called upon them. Indeed, they are the source of much of the knowledge I have acquired in my time here. The path leadeth past my dwellings. Let us away. Also, the Numu are a race originally from Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Strangely enough, my German manual described them as dragon-like, but that doesn't quite fit, I think. me in peace, be. Great, you come again. Past yonder cliff lieth Platini, home of a new moon. The others have gone ahead to scout the way. Come, let us follow. If a path striketh thee as precipitous, 'tis because it was once a mountain trail. For where the lake now lieth, there was a valley, in whose midst thrived the city of Verbert. 'Tis only when the Fuath came in the wake of a flood that the settlement was drowned. We stand now upon its former outskirts, grazing lands where shepherds once tended their flock. Though one cannot help but feel a pang of loss when faced with such spectacle, one can scarce blame the faithfolk for so altering the land. The blame for that lieth rightly with the light, a force terrible enough to bring an entire civilization to its knees, an entire world. That it should have been allowed to rise up unchecked is the greater tragedy. Yet in spite of all the tragedy which surroundeth me, full glad am I for the chance to be here. It was these hands which brought together the warriors of darkness and Minfilia, lest we forget. Therefore, even where no 8th Umbral calamity to forestall, it seemeth only right that I strive to deliver the first from its doom. Only right, I say, or such words ill convey the strength of my resolve. In truth, I can no more ignore the plight of this world than I can choose to stop breathing, and thus do I labor, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. The coming struggle promises to test us to our limits, but so long as we stand together, I doubt not but that we shall prevail. Aha! Mortals, just as we thought! Hast thou business with us? Business? Nothing so boring. We smelled you coming and thought we'd come to play. They do not appear to be pixies from Eulmoran. Mine apologies, but we are in some haste. May have another time. Oh, in some haste, are you? Then allow me to hasten you on your way. Teleportation magic. For a mercy, we were not sent far from our course. Should the pixies find us again, however, they will most assuredly repeat the trick. We have not the time to waste. Let us avail ourselves of an enchantment I have learned. Fey Cloak 'tis called, a most ingenious magic which renders one invisible to Fey folk. Albeit briefly. Sounds good. I shall cast the enchantment upon thee. Under its aegis thou art to make thy way past the pixies and rejoin our comrades. Know, however, that the enchantment shall suffice to veil thee and thee alone. Be not tempted to employ a mount, as it will make you visible again. Now, hurry. We have a minute or two, maybe. Come out, wherever you are. What should we do when we find them? We're not flying. Apparently, the witch suite is not a fae. Because they can see us, the mobs. Ow. The pixies leave disappointment on their faces. Alright, now... I think that back there's Minfilia. What is that giant lizard? Probably an elite mob, again. We lost sight of you. Is everything alright? I assumed you were right behind us. What took you so long? Pixies. Wanted to play. I see. Yes, I'd say that's a valid excuse for lateness. You're hereby forgiven. In other news, the Numu village lies just through here. We'll enter as soon as Oriange deigns to join us. And that's a Numu. Hi. Models! Models are here, lots of them! Wait. I thought you said the Numu were men's best friends. The poor thing was beside itself with fear. It was beside itself, perhaps, but not with fear. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. So many mortals appear so soon. All of a sudden. It's more excitement than we can bear. Greetings, Elder Vidank. Tiane. It hath been a while. Pray forgive my brevity, but time is against us. We are come to borrow the stone scepter of a Numu. The stone scepter? And you mean to lift the seal over Liagia? That's unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. If a king is set free, none here will be safe. Unlike our fake cousin, we Numu have called this land our home since time immemorial. Leaving is unthinkable. Was that full many of us lay down our lives to steal away our king when they were corrupted by light? If we do as you asked, our sacrifice will have been in vain. No one will come to harm. Easily said for one who hasn't experienced the king's wrath. Honored Elder, pray believe me when I say that this woman is possessed not only of the strength required to vanquish the king, but of something still more valuable, a means to resist the resultant corruption. Indeed, she has already laid low the Light Warden of Lakeland, all without succumbing to the influence of its light. She's yet a stranger into this land, 'tis true, but she harbors the self-same desire to see the Sin-Eaters eliminated as we do. Wilt thou not lend us thy hand, that we might see thy beloved home restored to its former glory? You have always done right by us, Oriange. If you have placed your faith in this woman, then so shall we. As you say, we want nothing more than to be rid of the Sin-Eaters. Be that as it may, this is not a decision to be made lightly. We require time to deliberate. A turn of a moon, perhaps? We don't have a turn of a moon, unless we want to debate this with the Eulmoran Army. Elder, Given all that is at stake, I cannot well expect thee simply to roll over and acquiesce to our request. But even now a powerful foe dwarf near, and I fear I must beseech thee to hasten thy deliberations, that thou mightst fetch us the scepter while there is yet time to use it. Roll over. Fetch. You know full well that naught gives us greater pleasure than to render aid to men. You know full well that you speak the words of power regardless. It's unfair. Unfair, I tell you. And happy at times was our honor to assist mortals in need and receive rewards befitting our deeds. Since the kingdom of Verbot fell, however, we've been starved for men's patronage. After so many years of deprivation, it's difficult to ignore such an earnest entreaty. Very well, Uyanji. I promise to give you as swift an answer as I may. In return, I ask that you and yours remain here a while, bestow upon us your patronage. Is this arrangement agreeable? Apparently it is. Whatever that means. You will offer your patronage to our people? Yes? Let's see. Perhaps you can begin with Manose. They're one of the foremost artisans, once held in the highest esteem by the Knights of Verbot. With the Knights gone, however, Manose has had no opportunity to put their skills to use. They would be overjoyed for your patronage. Okay. Artisan. Though the Numu may appear placid and amicable, be fairly warned that they live by uncompromising codes. Codes such as that which saith a payment must precisely befit the service. Be it an item or a task, have care thou givest neither more nor less than what is requested. That is one of those classical stories to balance things out. 1182, 1183, 1184. Wait, did I want to count that leaf? Hello? Ah, what, where? Wait, you're a mortal? Hussar? We're met. Yes, very well met indeed. Have you old and tired arms and armor that are threatening to fall apart at crucial junctures in battle? If you answered yes, you've come to the right Numu. I will restore your equipment to pristine condition for a payment of a pair of moss fungus legs. Moss fungi roam just outside the cave. Please give your legs and your patronage to me. So, let's make them happy? Banquet? Well enough to be served. The question is whether we can provide a fitting reward. We will see. Hopefully we will. Given how strapped for time we are. Ah, you returned. And with the moss fungus legs, I hope? They are tools of my trade, lest you wonder, used to polish metal and leather alike to a lustrous sheen. Now that I have work again, I must replenish my stores. Two was what he asked for. And not give too little or too many. Two most fungus legs as fits the work. To have neither more nor less expected of us than we can provide. There's no greater joy. You see, for there to be honor in a task, we must receive precisely what it's worth. Too little means you belittle our ability. Too much means you question our integrity. You've given me fitting payment, so my services are at your disposal. I shall begin by inspecting your equipment. I see. Though I must ask for a small fee for materials, I'm pleased to say that all your arms armor may be restored. If you mean to change them in the near future, however, there's no need to hurry. My first repair is complimentary. Here's a coin with which you pay me when you desire to have work done. Many thanks for your patronage. Man's shop is open for business. Oh, and if you mean to offer your patronage to another, may I suggest XIV yonder? Judging from your equipment, it's plain you're no stranger to battle. I believe XIV will have something to offer you. And this is now Amanda. But I will end this episode here, and next time we continue, here in Pliny. Until then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.